A civil society organization in Osun State called the Osun Mastermind has again called on the governor of the state, Mr. Govt, to immediately probe the administration of the immediate past governor, Aregbesola, over the debilitating debt and the financial quagmire the state in. The group made this call on Monday at its March edition of State of the State address delivered by its executive director, Dr. Wasiu Oyedokunali. The Osun Mastermind raised concerns over negative allocation the state received in the month of February, blaming it on unsustainable loans incurred by Aregbesola's administration in the state.
In the month ended February 2022, Osun State government received a negative allocation of minus 375 million naira from the Federal Allocation and Accounts Committee out of a possible 1.45 billion naira. The implication of this is that the state will be paying back an extra sum of 375 million naira from the next month's allocation, plus deductions already waiting in that month, March. While we understand that increasing figures of fuel subsidy has beaten down monthly allocation to various arms of government, the more worrisome implications of this to Osun State is that as the Federation's finances worsen, Osun will become more incapable of meeting its debt obligations, let alone have any money left to run the state. We said in the recent past, as many other persons said in the past, that several actions of the Osun State government under the Aregbesola's government were inspired by wastefulness, corruption, and in some cases, overambition, emboldened by arrogant ignorance. Several projects that were not of immediate benefit to the state were initiated with loans that ended up being unsustainable and are today constituting financial problems for our state. It will be recalled that the Osun State government under Aregbesola claimed it expended over 8 billion naira on appointment for our secondary schools. The gadgets are today nowhere to be found after gulping such humongous figures. Without clear understanding of the usefulness and future benefits, the Aregbesola administration expended a whopping 248 million naira on construction of the Asan Olajokun Park in Gbagan. Less than a year after Aregbesola himself commissioned the park, it became home to reptiles and other wild animals, having been left unused and in a state of disrepair. In March 2018, Aregbesola himself confessed that the concession arrangement for the construction of the MKO Abiola Airport had failed after the state government had spent 3.5 billion naira on non-existing groundworks that cannot be seen today. For years, the Osun State government under Aregbesola also expended over 1.2 billion on the calisthenics program that had neither economic benefits nor immediate gains for the education sector of the state. In 4 years, Osun State spent close to 5 billion naira on a poorly thought out project that it neither had the finances for nor could get anything meaningful from.
The group recommended as follows:
that the governor, Alhaji Oyetola, must, as a matter of importance and in the very near future, speak about the state of the government inherited, at least the finances, the state of the finances of the state inherited. The state people deserve to know why their state is in the state of affliction that it presently is and has found itself. When the people can rightly appropriate blame, working together to get us out of the quagmire will become easier. 2, the state government needs to, as a matter of urgency and a duty, conduct a financial sustainability exercise that will look into the core areas of finances of the state, the capacity it has for survival, and the steps it needs to take to correct past errors. The governor needs to immediately plan for feedback programs where he will physically interact with people of the state at the grassroots and make them aware of the nature of the government he inherited and the directions he has steered it so far. 4, relevant political stakeholders must, as a matter of urgency, speak to Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola to not only stop talking gibishly, to not only stop talking, but also desist from public display of arrogance that not only shows his unapologetic stance about the several crises that his administration has landed the state in, but also goes to show that himself and his co-travelers think that the state must continue in that direction towards total bankruptcy. He should not rub salt on the injuries that he has inflicted on the poor masses of our state. In law, we say rem is so locutor. The fact is speaking for itself. 5. Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola, with own mouth, needs to apologize for the several wrong decisions that he took as governor. He must admit responsibility for the problems we are in today and let the people know that he is willing to join hands with relevant stakeholders to put the state back on track. 6. The present government must seek all avenues to increase the state capacity for revenue generation as a shock absorber for the heavy deductions that are now rendering the state broke. The government can look in the areas of tourism and manufacturing without unnecessarily putting additional burden on the people of the state.
From Osogbo, Jare Tiamiyu, Inside Links TV.